What's up, guys? You're welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for tuning in to listen. If you're joining us for the very first time, hello, you're welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our videos. Thanks. Now, last time, I remember when Kemi came out with her stories, some of us Nigerians, we begin talk against her. Say, Kemi, why would she do something like that? Say she dey embarrass Nigeria. Say she dey do this one, she dey do that. A lot of people talk against Kemi. Yes. Why some of us, we came out, we talk. Like me, I talk, say, Kemi, na her story she dey tell. Say na her story, na she dey tell the world that they should leave her alone to tell her story. Moreover, people wey dey talk say Kemi dey disgrace Nigeria. I know say the kind disgrace wey she bring for Nigeria, wey be say our own leaders no dey do. Our own leaders na dem disgrace us pass. Yes. If na our country is a country wey be say our leaders dey try as much as they can to protect the image of the country, wetin one person talk no go bring disgrace or make people to dey look down on our country. That is the truth. Let me take that again. If the leaders, Nigerian leaders, they do the thing they are supposed to do, the right thing, one man or one woman like Kemi, whatsoever thing when he do, no go bring disgrace on the country. But whatever thing where she dey talk, she come out, they talk, they expose Nigeria. The people get to believe it because they see and say they really happen for the country. When I say this video, one I want to share with you guys, I wept. I say, imagine waiting people outside, people that are not from Nigeria, see waiting that they talk about Nigeria. After Nigerians go get mouth, they talk. Really, the kind of leaders where we say we get, the kind of people where they represent us, then be slap, a shame to Nigerians. Say such people, they represent us. Now big slap to this country, Nigeria. Now this country, we go see people with criminal record. They go come out, they go say they be lawmakers them for this same country, and people go they clap hand for them. Now this country, we don't say and say person where they accuse of sponsoring Boko Haram. Today, now that same person, our vice president, apart from him, the minister of state for defense, Metawali, his own governor, present governor, accused him of sponsoring Boko Haram. Today is a minister in Tinubu's cabinet. I can keep on naming them. And people are saying all these things. National dailies, national news, national television, they televise all these things. People are saying it. Say na people wey get criminal record, wey get issue, even if say na allege, but at least they never prove them not guilty. Now the people wey be say they lead Nigeria. Let's see Ganduje for instance. Who no know about Ganduje case? Na Biakpabia want talk. Who want talk among these our leaders? That one alone, na big shame and disgrace, a slap to this country. But no, Nigerians, they don't see am anything wrong. Nigerians don't see anything wrong. Now to say, hey, Kemi do this, oh, Natasha, they bring disgrace, oh, Kemi, they bring disgrace, Natasha, they bring disgrace. The youth copper lady, wey talk, she they disgrace also. That is just what Nigerian keeps saying. And that is the reason why I'm weeping for the country. Because we Nigerians, guys, we Nigerians, we know the reason where. Because if really say with the reason the way we should, the normal way we suppose reason, we go not say wetin dey happen is not supposed to be so. People with criminal record not supposed to come out say them be leaders for this country. Guys, I want you to watch this video. Please watch this video, and please don't forget to drop your own thoughts with us in the comment section.
Remember my experience with the police in Nigeria was very negative, and coming to the UK, my first experience with the police was very positive. The police in Nigeria would rob us. So when people say, oh, I had this bad experience with the police because I'm black and they're white, I was like, well, I remember the police stole my brother's shoes and his watch.
His shoes?
Yeah, they took his shoes and his watch. It's a very poor country, so people do all sorts of things, and giving people a gun is just a license to intimidate. But that's not the bar we should use for British police. Obviously, it should be much higher.
Now, so many people were quick to criticize Kemi harshly for her remarks. Whether you agree with how Kemi expressed her view or not, let us constructively approach her statement. Have you ever wondered what Kemi meant by the statement, "Nigeria is such a poor country"? This is what Kemi Bednock meant by that statement. Nigeria is a rich country, but the wealth is controlled by the politicians and the ruling class, which constitute less than 1% of the population of more than 230 million people. The politicians, the elites, and the ruling class have milked the system dry and weaponized poverty. The majority of Nigerians are poor by the design and architecture of the politicians. It is not random that the majority of Nigerians are poor. It is a well-planned program by the politicians to milk the system and keep people in generational abject poverty. Poverty is a weapon developed and used by the politicians and the elites in Nigeria. In Nigeria, things are ironically expressed and illustrated. In this episode, we will illustrate how Nigerian politicians have designed and developed poverty as a weapon and how they are using it. Do you remember Senator Natasha? She recently came forward to state that she was harassed sexually by the Senate President of Nigeria. She filed several motions concerning the steel mill complex in Kogi State, but it was refused by the Senate President, she claims. According to her, the Senate President is asking for sex before her motion can be considered. Listen to her in her own words.
He was taking me around his house. My husband was walking behind us, held my hand, and then we got to this particular room where, when he noticed my husband was a few steps away, he then squeezed my hands in a very suggestive way. We're women, we know what it means when a man squeezes his hands, squeezes our hands in a suggestive way. And he went, "I'll make an opportunity for us to come here and have a good moment, you know."
Now, you can see that Senator Natasha is fighting for her people. She wants the steel complex in her constituency to come alive as it will create jobs for her people and the country at large. She is doing her job, but the Nigerian Senate President is standing in her way. She states she was suspended after she presented her petition. According to many legal and constitutional experts, her suspension was illegal and unconstitutional. In the last couple of days, Nigerian politicians, as they have always, used poverty as a weapon to fight for their political interests. You may ask, how? Allegedly, people in her constituency, Kogi Central Senatorial District, were being given money to recall Senator Natasha. Look at the faces of poor Nigerians coming out to recall someone who is fighting for them.
At various locations across the district, large numbers of voters showed up to support the recall effort. In the Ganaja polling unit in Ajaokuta local government area, voters expressed frustration, accusing the senator of poor representation in the National Assembly.
Can you see how poverty has been weaponized? Because of poverty, severe economic hardship, and desperation, poor people were given money, often stolen government money, to do what was not right. Senator Natasha presented a petition, but the petition did not receive a fair hearing. There was no credible investigation conducted. On what ground do they want to recall Senator Natasha? They have no answer. She wanted to fight for her people, but she is being harassed sexually. If her claims were proven to be true, the one that should be recalled is the Senate President. He is working against the interest of the Kogi Central Senatorial District. Can you see that Kemi was right? Police and other workers are not being paid the right wages, and people are not getting support from the government, and there is undeniable severe hardship in the land. And that is why police could steal shoes and watches. People can participate in an illegal process because of poverty and desperation. Some people in the Kogi Central Senatorial District have lost their conscience and want to recall a hard-working Senator Natasha who is being victimized. And what about the suspension of the Rivers State Governor? There is a strong allegation that the former state governor, Wike, wants to use the resources of the state for his political ambition. The whole feud has been centered around Wike wanting to control the resources of Rivers State. President Bola Tinubu's recent declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State, leading to the suspension of Governor Fubara, his deputy, and the state legislature, has sparked significant legal and constitutional debate in Nigeria. Section 305 of the Nigerian Constitution empowers the president to declare a state of emergency under specific circumstances. However, legal experts argue that this provision does not extend to suspending elected officials or dissolving legislative bodies. The Nigerian Bar Association criticized the suspensions as illegal, stating that a declaration of emergency does not automatically dissolve or suspend elected state governments. Similarly, legal analysts have highlighted that while the president can declare a state of emergency, the Constitution does not grant authority to suspend elected state officials or dissolve legislative bodies. Who are the people to be affected by this whole saga? The politicians are busy with their agenda, and the poor are neglected. Can you see how the system is engineered to push people into poverty? The good people of River State don't know where their allocation is going. For the next 6 months during the suspension of Governor Fubara, who will account for the resources of River State? Many believe the whole fiasco is former Governor Wike deploying his nuclear arsenals to steal and milk the resources of River State dry. Many believe the president is acting unconstitutionally and illegally for selfish political gains.
Of the Nigerian Bar Association, Afam Usikwe, the senior advocate of Nigeria. He joins us live in our studio here in Abuja. It's good to have you on the program this morning, senior advocate.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's a pleasure. Well, let's jump straight into the matter. You have continued to insist that the suspension of the River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara is unconstitutional, but the National Assembly approved the action taken by the president. Should the conversation now shift to building peace and stability, or the suspension must be reversed?
Well, my take is that the whole proclamation in the first place was unconstitutional because the Constitution stipulated conditions under which a state of emergency could be proclaimed by the president, and we insist that those conditions were not in existence.
My country people, now see the way then you stay analyze Nigeria and the poverty rate in Nigeria. Most of the things where they happen now are poverty mentality. Guys, Nigerians, we need to stop. We just have to stop. This madness need to stop. Not only Nigerians poor. Look at Kenya. It got to a point. Look at Kenya. Look at Ghana. It got to a point. They said enough is enough. At least today, to an extent, they are enjoying it. So Nigerians, I beg, make we stand in one voice. Make we know they allow this. Make we know they allow these politicians. They use because of poverty mentality till they intimidate Nigerians. Because really, they go steal money. After they steal money finish, they go use the money till they bribe them later. They bribe that poor Nigerians in order to do their bidding. You see how funny life is. As in, guys, mona check them. This money where they don't they give una. How many days now they eat this money? Now because of the money where you go spend for just 1 week or at most 1 year, now you want to put your family, your generation unborn into perpetual poverty. Guys, make una think am. Please feel free to drop your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks.